Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Hey, you
Hey.
have sound. That's good.
I do
You
have
worried
sound.
me for a second.
No, I do have sound.
All right. Hello, everyone.
Hi, everyone.
I
Welcome
have
to
lots
this
to tell you.
edition of Carin and Jamie tell you about eVOcation.
Yeah, you've been
exciting.
waiting with bated breath for a whole year, and here it is.
Here it is. I'm excited. Are you excited, Jamie?
Excited. Oh, yeah, I can't contain myself.
I just sent Jamie a picture of all of the swag that arrived to the house, which we're still waiting on a couple more things, but it's turning out to be a pretty nice haul. And I don't want to reveal anything because we'll send everything out in the mail on June 1st, and you should have it before the conference. And yeah, that's always fun, huh? To watch people open up their swag bags. People want to know what's in it. They get so excited.
The videos of people walking down to their mailbox and excitedly
opening their mailbox.
Christmas morning.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's always such a buzz. Yeah, that the swag bags and the scholarships, always such a fun group shared in a little endeavor.
Definitely.
I love it.
It's just like the scholarships were so amazing this year. And it's just like a wonderful testament to the community. So shout out to all of our scholarship donors.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Actually we've been getting more people donating scholarships even after the scholarships were already announced. So
I think we're up to 30 now.
I think we're up to 30
close,
now.
29 or 30. Yeah.
Yeah, we had 27 initially and now we're up to 30. So
which is madness.
It's pretty awesome. I love it.
Yeah. So we've got a high bar to clear for next year when we do this again.
Yes.
Okay. So today we are going to go through everything that we have planned for this year's eVOcation event, including a detailed rundown of the schedule, which is somewhat locked.
Almost locked.
Pretty much locked.
Almost locked.
Yeah.
Just waiting for a couple more time change confirmations, and then it'll be locked. And we'll publish it.
But everyone's there. We're not totally sure of the exact time slot that they're in, but everyone's in it. So we'll do that. And then we're going to run through other things that we have planned for the weekend. And if you haven't got tickets yet, we're going to explain how to get tickets and talk about our wonderful sponsors and some of the discounts they're offering for everyone. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So shall we kick off?
Yes. First of all, Jamie, where do people go if they want to learn more about eVOcation and the Vocation Conference, and they want to buy tickets or whatever?
Your first port of call is vocationconference.com. That is where you have all the information about the speakers, how to get tickets, as Carin said, the dates, which are June 10th to 12th, 10, 11, 12, all 3 days, classes, panels, workshops, everything, all 3 days this year. But yeah, go to the conference and you'll find out all that information. Very shortly, when we do have the schedule 100% locked down, then we'll put everything on the website. So this is kind of a sneak peek if you're listening live as to what's going on. But yeah. So go to vocationconference.com. There's links to buy tickets there. And you can contact us if you have any questions. Hopefully we're going to be answering most of them today. Yeah, that's where to go. So shall we talk about the kind of classes and panels we have coming up and workshops? Explain what that is?
Let's do it. Do you want me to explain the format this year?
Yeah, go ahead.
Great. Okay. So when we were thinking about how are we going to make eVOcation 2022 different from the previous conferences that we've done, we were racking our brains, and Jamie came up with this incredible idea. He said, so what is the benefit of doing a conference virtually from your own space? The benefit is that everything is at your fingertips. Someone says to you, hey, you really need to add more tags on your Voice 123 profile or something like that. You literally have your Voice 123 profile on your computer as the person is speaking right in front of you. Whereas when you're away at a conference, you might, all your stuff might be at home and you might not have, the ability to just fix it right then and there. So Jamie thought, and I agreed, what a great opportunity it would be for us to do a class where we learn a bunch of stuff and everyone pays good attention to what the speaker is saying and what everyone should do to bring their business to the next level. And then we go into small groups and put into practice all the things that we just learned. So if we're talking about the ladies from V123 Pros, for example, they will give you actionable steps to take in order to make your profile more discoverable and make your profile more able to receive auditions on Voice 123. And then right after, you can sit with your profile and fix the things that they just talked about in a small group. And our speakers are going to pop into all of the small groups and answer any questions and kind of help people get moving. So I think it's going to be a really, really valuable weekend from a business perspective, because during the weekend, you will go through everything that needs to be done and do it that weekend. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it's a great concept.
Yeah. And the idea is that, you do make a step in your business immediately, like Carin was saying. So you come away from the weekend, further on in your career than when you started the weekend. That's really what we want. I didn't mean to put that hashtag together, by the way. I was just playing.
If you're excited about this, hashtag vocation conference, hashtag eVOcation.
I was getting a little trigger happy with StreamYard. Sorry about that. But yeah, so we really want you to make a step forward, not just in terms of walking away with a whole notebook full of notes and then over the course of the next months maybe dipping in and out of it. We want you to get stuck into your business straight away, and also have the benefit of getting the sort of wisdom of the crowd. So like, for example, Voice 123, maybe, and you're in a small group, maybe you guys can share your Voice 123 profiles and get advice from other people, see what they think. And particularly as you all just experienced the class together, maybe you took different things away from the class, and then you can help each other out there. So yeah, we're excited about the workshops. That is why we're now 3 full days, because we didn't want to pull back on any classes or panels. We wanted to offer at least the same amount. Yeah, so now we've increased. That's why we're 3 full days now, because we wanted to put those workshops in there.
And I want to add too that if you are worried because it's 3 full days and you work on Friday or you are unavailable on Friday, don't worry, because anyone who buys a ticket will have the ability to watch the classes after the conference for 2 weeks after the conference. So even if you can't be there in person, that's okay. Doesn't matter. You will be able to watch it. And we're not recording the workshops. So the workshops will be your time as a small group or, with the presenter who just presented, to really work out your own personal things. We won't be recording that. It won't be sent out to anybody. So that's your own little private cone of silence.
Of shame,
as silent as a room of, a few dozen people can be.
Particularly voice actors. Yeah.
Particularly voice actors.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, we're excited about that. So yeah, workshops in addition to our wonderful classes and panels, which we're going to run through as well shortly when we go through the schedule. Okay, so I think that's that for the workshops. It is all held over Zoom. So if you've ever done a Zoom class, you've chatted with your family, which in the last 2 years I'm sure you have, you've got everything you need for the conference. There's no additional software or weird interface that you have to learn. It's all done through Zoom. So we'll have a page on the website that is password protected, so only people who have tickets can access it. And then that has all the links to every class. Every class has a different link. We're trying to avoid, so far in the previous years we've done it, we've never had anyone getting in that shouldn't be in there. So we're quite sort of careful with that, and we would advise people not to share the links with anyone. Definitely don't post them anywhere. And so that's how that works. You'll just click on the link for the class that's happening at that time, and then you'll go straight in, and then everything will happen from there. And then at the end of the class, we'll just open up all the additional rooms for the workshop, so it all happened within that same link.
Yes.
Yeah.
Breakout
so that's
rooms.
The breakout rooms, yeah, whatever I said.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what you said. I'm just adding.
Just echoing. Yeah. So that should be good, and that's people are fairly used to the interface now, so I think that's sort of a simple barrier to entry there for the Zoom rooms. Do you want to talk about the Facebook group or
Well, if you're watching this, you're in the Facebook group.
Well, no, not the Facebook.
But that's the main Facebook group. But all people who have a ticket to eVOcation will get an invite to a special attendees only Facebook group, which in the past has been really fun because you can, write about things that just happened together. And we kind of use that as a place for everybody to, convene online. And it's just for attendees. It's open for the time of the conference. We keep it open a few months after the conference. And then everyone kind of moves back to the main Facebook group.
It's good because a lot of the notes from the classes get posted there too. So if you miss something in the class, like the famous one is Joey Shalio's
her spreadsheet,
crazy spreadsheet,
her amazing spreadsheet that everyone uses.
The spreadsheet that is like a personal threat to me. Like whenever I see it, I'll have a slight mental breakdown that I'm horrendously disorganized.
That you're not doing as much as you should be.
Yeah,
there are so many people who, after Joey sent that spreadsheet out to everyone, that's like the thing that they use all the time for everything. They love it.
Yeah,
great. So,
yeah, absolutely. So yeah, lots of additional stuff in there, and because it's private and just conference attendees, the coaches are constantly popping in and out, and they're all added to the group as well, so you can ask them follow up and things like that. And like I say, they'll post their notes, or maybe you missed something in the class, and oftentimes you can just get that additional info there. So that's fun. That place is nuts usually over the course of the weekend. Like I can't keep up with it. I mean, we're trying to organize a conference, but like there's so much going on there.
It's true. Should we talk about classes?
Sure.
Anything else?
Well, do we want to talk about the swag bags?
We
kind of mentioned it at the beginning. We mentioned it. Yeah. So
if you want to get a swag bag in the mail, if you want to get a swag bag in the mail, make sure that you buy your ticket before May 30th, because then I will have your address and everything before May 30th, and I can send everything out on June 1st. So make sure you get your ticket before then, and we'll get you a swag bag before the conference. But if you buy your ticket after, you'll get your swag bag after.
And I'm sure everyone knows this, but these are physical swag bags. They're not
physical
like some
things
virtual thing. It's
that are
like
being sent to you in the mail. A physical thing.
Can you believe it? A whole bag of
believe.
Stuff. But it's fun. I love the swag bags. Create so much buzz every year. Everyone has a great time.
So fun.
Everyone's like waving their. I'm not going to give away anything, but their products that we send out every year.
New things. We have some new things in the swag bag this year.
We do.
Which
we'll leave that.
New things that we've never had before.
Yeah. It'll be like Christmas in June. 6 months from Christmas, 6 months to Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So shall we go through this schedule?
Yeah. Great. So the first thing is our class.
Yes.
So to kick off the whole weekend, we have Time-Saving Tactics with Carin, Gilfry, and Jamie Muffett. And I have to say, I have wanted to teach a class like this for like years, because I find people ask me all the time, like, how do you do so many things? And the way that I do so many things is by optimizing my workflow. And so I have a very specific way that I get as much done as possible in a small amount of time, so that I can go and cook dinner for my kids and take them to Taekwondo and all the other things that they do. Dance class. Mahalia is going to be an Annie this year. It's very exciting.
Oh, really?
So
you're gonna have to dye her hair.
Yes. No, she's not going to be Annie. She's just going to be in Annie as like an orphan.
Okay.
So Yeah, I do typically like between 1 and 4 sessions a day. Today, I randomly did 5 sessions a day and a Clubhouse and a StreamYard. Um, and the only way that that's possible is by optimizing my workflow, and really doing a lot on the time management front so that everything can get done that needs to be done. And so we will talk about my tips and tricks, but the way that I do things is not right for everyone. And so Jamie is going to tell his time saving and work optimization tips and tricks, so that that can be a part of your process if you vibe more with that than mine.
Yeah. Yeah, and everyone figures out their own unique quirks based on what they have to get done and how they like to get things done, and when you've been doing it for 10, 15 years, you just sort of develop these like time-saving hacks and things. I'm a big fan of Pareto principle, that thing of like getting 80% done with 20% of the crucial effort,
Yeah.
and I sort of apply that as much as possible to most things. But yeah, we're not going to teach the class now, but that's the idea. We're going to try and bring as many of those things in as possible, and then we're going to follow that immediately by the workshop. Now, this is the first workshop, so part of this workshop is going to be figuring it all out, have everyone
how the workshop works.
Yeah, we know how it was going to work, but we're going to it's going to be a bit of a dry run for everyone. So I should mention with the workshops that we're probably not expecting everyone to go to every single workshop. So there are also good opportunities for you to go out and get some sunshine, have a drink, go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do, because it's going to be much more informal. So
watch Johnny Depp and Amber Heard for a few minutes. Just
yeah, they'll be
that's
back
still
at
going
it,
to be
I'm
going
sure.
on.
Yeah. Well, yes, less said about that, the better, I think, probably.
Just all I'm saying is a lot of people are watching. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, hopefully not while we're teaching something.
No.
All right, so after us is the first class from the voice actor websites crew. That's what the word I was struggling with. They're going to be doing 2 classes actually at the conference, and we wanted to split them. We didn't want to cover everything because it's a lot of information to cover, setting up a website and designing a website, and then getting that website in the front of people. So there's the web design process and there's the SEO process, which we'll talk about later. They're going to do a different class for that. But this first one is all about effective web design and how they optimize sites for voice seekers. And yeah, so that's going to be really fun. And then there's going to be a workshop for that class directly after that as well. So that's from noon till 2. And again, we really foresee the workshop to be super valuable for that class because, maybe you don't have a website and you can, people in the group have got websites and you can like check those out and see what people have done and maybe, pick a few holes in their website and tell them. Or maybe you've got a website and you want a few people to tell you, well, based on the class we just took, well, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? What can I change? You can either, if you're savvy with your web host or web design, you can make some changes live, or you can make some notes and tell your web designer to make some changes. So that one's going to be pretty great for our format this year, I think. So I'm excited about that.
Then we're going to have a break. Great. Yay, break. And then after the break, we come back for a demo review with J. Michael Collins and Portia Scott, which is going to be fantastic. JMC Demos is the title sponsor of eVOcation. And JMC did a demo review in 2019 at our first vocation conference, and it was excellent. I think what we'll do probably is we will invite people to submit their demos in advance if you want your demo to be listened to for that demo review class. So and it should be not a JMC demo, right? You think?
No, I think he said you can, but he'll have Portia do that.
He'll have Portia do that. Great. Perfect. Okay. So any demo is great. New people who have newer demos, people who are total pros who just think that maybe their demo needs a refresh. We will put a Dropbox folder. We'll email out a link probably and you can upload your demo if you want it to maybe be included in the class. So that's going to be really fun. There's no workshop after that class. And then we go right into rates and negotiation with David Toback, who is the creator of the GVAA rate guide, the rate guide that all of us use who do any kind of non-union work, and even people who do union work. They use the GVAA rate guide to determine what is fair pay for the different genres of voiceover. And David Toback will be talking about rates and negotiation.
Yeah.
And then there's a workshop after that.
And he's got some plans for putting you to work, figuring out prices for various projects that he's going to set for you guys. So it's a practical, application of what you just learned. Maybe he's going to give you, I can't remember exactly what he said, but he's going to give you a scenario, and then you're going to have to use the GVA rate guide to figure it out, and then come back and see who's closest and things like that. And yeah, so he's got lots of plans for that. So that should be fun.
That's exciting.
And then following that at 6 p.m, we have got our first panel sponsored by Lotus Productions, and the whole Lotus crew are going to be talking about AI and your VO future. So AI has been talked about, a fair amount the last few years, but it's really started to actually hit the mainstream, and I'm starting to see pluses and minuses, positives and negatives in how this is being rolled out. And I'm even starting to see some sort of pushback from clients a little bit on it. So there's going to be some discussion there. And also joining the Lotus crew are Rupal Patel from Vocal ID, and someone else, which I think we're confirmed. Are we
Ahmed
confirmed?
Bouzid? Yeah,
Ahmed?
I think so. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm not Jim has brought him in. Apparently he's an expert in this subject, so we're excited to have Ahmed join as well. And so yeah, that's a pretty packed panel, that one.
It's going to be fun.
That.
We did an AI panel in 2019 in person with Rupal Patel from Vocal ID. But I feel like back then in 2019, which was just 3 years ago, synthetic voices and AI were almost like a hypothetical still. Like someday this might happen for some of you. And now I know at least like 15 VO colleagues who have AI voices now. So it's definitely a reality, and it's something that we need to talk about and learn about, because education is key.
Yeah. And then that evening we've got our opening night party, which we can't go into great detail yet because we're still finalizing a few plans. We got irons in fires right now. Having done a whole day of being on Zoom, we know that people aren't necessarily going to be hanging around online for hours and hours. So we've got a slightly pared down party on the opening night, but it's not going to be a Gilbert Gottfried this year. Definitely can't be this year.
Can't be Gilbert Gottfried this year.
So we wanted a bit more relaxed and chill this year, so that
but I do have to say that we have the biggest announcement that we've ever made about vocation ever that will be happening at the opening night party. So if you miss it, you might miss the biggest announcement that's ever happened at vocation ever. And I can't tell you what it is, but it's something that's very exciting that I have been buzzing about for like 4 months already.
Yes. Yes, it is very exciting.
So yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
So lots to look forward to on that's just Friday. We haven't even got to Saturday.
This is Friday. Yeah, let's go.
That's Friday.
Go through the rest of it.
All right. Yeah. What are we? 7:28. Okay. We got to.
Yes. Okay.
Speed on
Saturday morning, the queen of all, Maria Pendolino, will be teaching a class on non-broadcast genres. And the class is called Nonbroadcast, the Foundation of Your House, which I love. And it's basically about how the non-broadcast genres are like your day job, and they're what sustain most voice actors who earn a living in voiceover. And then Maria will do a workshop after that. Maria's the absolute best. Yeah. Anything, she just opens her mouth and just like gold comes out of it for our ears.
Yeah, gold.
Pure gold. Anything
Yeah.
she says is real and true.
Yeah. Just do whatever she says.
Just do whatever she says.
Yeah.
Seriously though, at VO Atlanta, I think Rolf, who's the CEO of Voice 123, and like at least 4 or 5 times, different people were like, just look at whatever Maria Pendolino's doing and just do whatever she's doing.
Oh,
Great.
with Voice 123, I'm constantly comparing my profile. I go to her. She's my default. Like, how close am I to Maria? Like, obviously, I'm never going to get even close, but like, I'm like 20% as good as Maria. Like, okay, cool, that's good. I'm doing well.
It's good. It's good.
Okay,
Awesome.
so the next class after that, noon, is the second of the Voice Actor Websites classes, which is the search engine optimization one with Joe.
Yeah, I'm
and
excited about that.
Carin. And that is going to be also followed by a workshop. And again, similar to the previous day with the websites, this is where you're going to work on your SEO, because that is one major source of how you get work in voiceover is people finding you online organically through Google, or I don't know what other search engines are there.
But even if you are not like a website direct marketing person, I think that knowing about SEO is incredibly helpful even for your online casting profiles. Knowing how to optimize your profile with words that people search and different ways that you can use that as because that's how a lot of clients use online casting sites as like a voice actor database, and they search actors on the website in order to find people for their job. So
yeah,
it's great. That's a great class.
I mean, just figuring out your keywords. Yeah, it really is, especially in the workshop, because a lot of times it's really hard to figure out your keywords and words that really apply to you. So again, you can use the wisdom of the crowd to be like, well, just fire some keywords that instinctively come to you when you hear my voice or listen to my demos or go to my website. And that is really, really crucial information that you can immediately apply to your SEO and your website and your pay-to-play sites and your et cetera, et cetera. So yeah, that'd be good. And then we have a break and we are back with a panel, modern casting. Now, we've done various casting panels in the past, online casting for the pay-to-play kind of things, and then traditional casting. And now, post-COVID, or post the change of COVID, post the change COVID has affected our industry with. It's all kind of intermingled together in some way. I mean, everything's kind of online, and to some degree, I mean, there's very little, if any, in-person casting. So, but casting directors still do excellent work and still are working in this world. So we really wanted to hold a panel that combined the different ways people are cast. So either through pay-to-play and those kind of facilities, production houses and production rosters and things like that. That's a lot of us get our work that way by having made connections through either initially through pay-to-play or initially them reaching out to you or through direct marketing, and traditional casting. So we have Samir Mounts, Macha Gruber, and Andy Roth on that panel. So I think it was going to be super fun, that one.
Me too.
What's next? After
that, we have Natalie Nadas talking about social media. Social media has become increasingly important in voiceover. I feel like back in the day, you could be just kind of unknown and nobody cared, and you didn't have to have any kind of social media presence or, an image or a brand or anything like that. But now it's become more and more important. And Natalie is absolutely hilarious. She's an audiobook narrator, but also like a TikTok star. And if you haven't followed her on TikTok and Instagram, do it now because she's amazing. She has many videos with like hundreds of thousands of views. And she's just really funny and has done a great job promoting her work on social media. And she will talk to you about it and teach you how to do it too.
Yeah. What could be better?
Yes.
All right. And that has a workshop following it as well. So
yes.
Again,
so you go into your Instagram and change it to make it good.
Yeah, you could be the new.
We can all make a TikTok video at once together.
Yeah, take TikTok by storm. Okay, so we got the workshop after that of 5, and then at 6 we have our Working Pros panel, which we do every year, but we've got a bit of a different slant on it this year. Now, we were in the Clubhouse earlier today with Jodie Krangle, and there was a question about how to transition out of like a regular job, yeah, and into voiceover. And all three of our panelists here have either transitioned and made that very distinct transition from this sort of full-time employment to voiceover, or are still combining the two and have figured out how to make both of those things work, either because they just really want to, or they're just not in that place where they feel like they really want to just commit to voiceover. So I think that panel is going to be very valuable for a lot of people who are either planning ahead to when they are ready to move, or maybe they're in that position when they're starting to go, well, I'm starting to get a bit of work now. Maybe what do I need? What is the thing that's going to push? Yeah, exactly. And how do I negotiate that? And what am I losing when I lose my day job and go into voiceover? So there's a lot to talk about there. And I think we got, Erica J, Rob Marira, and Michael Scott there talking about that. And so that's going to be an awesome panel. Really excited about that.
And then we have our networking night, which will be very fun. And it's basically, we just get together. We have different themed rooms usually, and you can go into the themed rooms and talk about different things associated with the theme. In the past, we've done like a video game room, a parents room, like a get off my lawn room for older voice actors. Which, by the way, I did not choose that name. Someone who I forget who it was. Somebody who was an attendee was like, we need an older voice actor room, and I want to call it Get Off My Lawn. And I was like, all right, if that's what you want.
Who was that?
I don't remember.
Raise your hand if it was you.
It was probably somebody who's not that old. Paul Stefano. Sounds like a Paul Stefano room. So we'll have our networking night. It's always super fun. People always stay far later than we ever expect them to, and that'll be great. And that closes out Saturday.
Yeah. And by the way, the evening entertainments, once we're just exhausted and we just collapse away from our computers, we usually hand it over to someone who takes it on, and then they hand it over to someone else. And so they do go late, so if you really are sort of craving for more social content, you'll have it well into the small hours. All right, so now we're moving on to Sunday.
In the past, we've done dance rooms. It's really fun.
Actually, we're going to do, I think Lisa Leonard has agreed to do another dance room. So she's going to do that. Oh, and we should also talk about some of the extracurricular stuff, which I'll mention after we've gone through this.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So starting Sunday at 10, we've got, carrying on from her transitioning from full-time employment to voiceover, we've got Erica J talking about work-life balance. And that is something that I think we all struggle with to a greater or lesser extent. So
and
that
Erica,
is something we haven't
is the greatest person to talk about this, because she's a parent. She is also working another full-time job, and she is doing really well in voiceover. She's super talented, works all the time, and I think she's just the best person to talk about it. So
yeah, I agree. All right, and what do we have next?
We have the V123 Pros.
Yeah.
Yes.
Natasha
and Catherine. So these ladies have a website, actually, v123pros.com, and they coach people on how to optimize their Voice 123 profiles. A lot of the stuff that applies to Voice 123 applies to other casting sites. And so it's going to be not just Voice 123. If you don't have a profile on there, it can be applied to many different places. So we'll do that class and then a workshop following.
Yeah, both Erica and Voice 123 ladies have workshops. So just to let you know. All right, then we got a break, and then following that is your fireside chat with Mark.
Yes, with Mark Gus. If you don't know Mark Gus, he's like a voiceover manager at ACM Talent, huge Twitter following. He just wrote a book. Mark Gus is actually my manager, and I absolutely love him. And we are going to be talking about all things agent, manager. Mark Gus used to be an agent at William Morris. And then transitioned over to ACM as a talent manager. So we'll be talking about the differences between agents and managers. We'll be talking about, best practices when contacting your agent. And we'll be taking a lot of questions from the audience for that one, because I know a lot of people have a lot of questions about reps. So that will be awesome.
Yes. And then following that, kind of at the opposite end of the sort of getting work scale, is email marketing with Anne Ganguza. Now, what Anne doesn't know about marketing and email marketing and, direct marketing, all that kind of stuff is not worth knowing. So she's teaching her class on that, how to reach out to people, what works, what doesn't, how to find people in different genres, how to follow up with people, and all those different tactics that, can help you find your client base and grow your career, grow your income, and hopefully become successful in voiceover. It all sort of stems from this organic stuff that you can just start doing immediately. Again, you can start applying this immediately. She's going to be holding a workshop after the class. So again, put all this stuff into practice, get started in your career immediately with some of this stuff. And so she's going to set you up for that. And then our final panel, which I know you're excited about.
I'm very excited about.
Why don't you go for it?
So it's a panel about all of the freelancer websites that people say not to use. And the panel is called "We Don't Talk About Fiverr, No." As in, we don't talk about Fiverr, no. This panel came about because there are several Facebook groups in which any mention of Fiverr or Upwork or any of the online casting websites that are deemed kind of subpar by the larger voiceover community. In a lot of these Facebooks, you're not allowed to talk about them. If you post something about Fiverr, an admin will take it down right away. And to me, it just seems like this part of our industry that is thriving in a lot of ways, and that we who are professional voice actors who've been in the business for a while are kind of shutting our eyes and ears to and going, la, 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 la. Nope, Fiverr, not Fiverr. We're not going to talk about it. So we have a few different perspectives on this panel. We have Paul, who was on Fiverr for a while and is no longer, right? We have
Paul Stefano. Yeah.
Paul Stefano. We have Rebecca Cheska, who does very well on sites like Fiverr and Upwork. And we have Peter Bishop, who is kind of the established pro who doesn't think too highly of those websites, but although I can't put words in his mouth, I don't know. Maybe he thinks they're great now, but he's
you're right the first
time. So I think that it's going to be so interesting to just see how everyone talks about these sites, and is there an ethical way to use them, and why is it important to learn what we can about them, and how are they influencing the industry as a whole, and all of that stuff. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. And I think we'll try and open up the floor a little bit to that too, as well.
For
because
questions.
I know we want this to be a sort of a safe space for asking
absolutely.
questions you actually want to know, the answer
Well,
to.
and a safe space for people who have opposing views too,
Yeah.
It's my view in general about voiceover that no question is a dumb question. Everyone started from knowing nothing. And the more you know, the better you'll be in the industry. And even people who've been in the industry for a long time learn new things every single day. Yeah. I just learned a bunch of new things about AI last night, which I'm excited about. But we're constantly evolving and changing. And if you close your eyes and ears, then you miss the bus.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And then that's pretty much it, except for our closing night party, where we're just going to have a big wrap-up event on the Sunday evening. And again, that'll probably go very late, and we'll have collapsed by then, I'm sure, you and I. But yeah, that's that's always just a blast. Everyone's just sort of chipping in and giving their thoughts and giving their feedback and telling us their stories and doing party tricks and
It's great.
all kinds of fun stuff. Yeah,
It's great.
It's great. So that's the schedule. That's what we have planned.
I like that you call it a schedule.
I can never commit to schedule because I'm so confused as to what is instinctive to me now. I don't even know. I want to add that in the mornings on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I'm going to be doing my stream to sort of preview each day
with drumming.
Possibly with drumming.
Everyone likes the drumming.
Do a bit of drumming, maybe one time if I'm not too groggy. And also in the mornings, we're going to be joined, I think 3 days, but I'm not sure if it's every day, by Nick Redman, who is going to be doing some, what does she say? Like stretches and warm-ups and vocal classes and things like that. I don't know what it is.
That sounds great.
It's not my area of expertise.
6 a.m. for me, so.
Yeah, it's going to get you sort of off the chair and sort of warmed up, ready for a day. And I'm hoping she's going to pop up throughout the course of the day as well to give us sort of a few little tips on how to avoid I don't know, scoliosis or something, whatever happens when you sit in a chair for too long.
Things.
Yeah, and that's going to be fun.
Yay, that's exciting. How about our sponsors?
Yes, let's talk about our sponsors, and we'll kick off with our title sponsor, JMC Demos. We're very
JMC
thrilled
Demos.
to have JMC back again. Yeah, he is like I say, our title sponsor, and he's also offering a 15% discount on all JMC Demos to anyone that purchased a ticket over the course of the weekend. And I think for a month after, I believe. Don't
for a
hold me to
month
that,
after.
but I believe
it says for 1 month after.
Okay, perfect.
And 15% off of one demo is like, hold on, let me look it up. It's like at least like $300.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's the price of your conference
ticket,
pretty much.
Yeah.
So if you plan on making a demo with JMC Demos and you have a ticket to the conference, you're getting already the price of your conference ticket to make a demo with JMC. So
yeah. And you've then got a month to think about it if you're considering doing that after the conference to redeem that. Okay, and our second sponsor is the lovely Voice 123. We both are on Voice 123. We've both done pretty well on Voice 123, so we're very happy to have them on board once again. And they are offering us dollar discounts on their new memberships and upgrades. So for the $395 plan, they're offering $100 off. So, of course, that goes down to $295. For the $600 plan, they're offering $125 off. So that's down to $475. And for the 888 plan, which is actually the one I'm on, they are offering $195 off. So that brings that down to $693. So that's for new memberships and upgrades. So we're very excited to have them on board once again. And also, we have 2 more sponsors, the wonderful folks at Lotus Productions. We love Lotus. They're obviously teaching the AI class/panel and just absolute legends of the New York voiceover scene.
If you don't know them, they are like the most approachable, wonderful, lovely voice actor forward people in the industry. And Jim and Sam and Jillian are always around in all the rooms. You can talk to them, and they're just wonderful and lovely and just a font of knowledge.
Yes. So, and Marion.
Yes. And Marion too. We love Marion too.
Yeah. And then do you want to talk about Nava real quick?
Yeah, Nava. So Nava is sponsoring our Working Pros panel this year, which I think is very apt because Nava, the National Association of Voice Actors, is brand new. Formed. Tim Friedlander is the president. And Nava exists basically to help educate voice actors, to provide some scholarship money, and also hopefully to get health insurance for voice actors starting in 2023. So one reason why people stay in a day job often is because they get benefits and health insurance. So if Nava can come in and provide competitive rates for health insurance, really good health insurance for people who are in a day job, that might be the thing that lets you kind of let go of the safety net and jump into voiceover full time if that's your dream. So if you're interested in learning more about NAVA, you can go to navavoices.org, NAVA voices.org.
Great. Okay, so if you're interested in coming to the conference, as I said earlier, just go to vocationconference.com. Let me put that up on the screen right now. There we go. And there's the link to buy tickets. It's right at the top of the page and various places throughout. And this year, we're also offering replay-only tickets, which we've never done before. So if you aren't able to make either the whole weekend or any of the days, if you want to just go for a replay ticket, which means you'll have access to all of the classes and panels, but not the workshops. You'll have all of that access from the end of the conference. From the moment we finished uploading the last video, you'll have, what did we say, 2 weeks?
2 weeks
to view all of that content. And so you won't have to miss out. And of course, because it's replay only, we're giving you a big discount on that. So that's exciting. But, really, if you can come to the conference and be there live, you're going to get a lot of extra value, of course, because you've got all this extra stuff. But, I know some people do things occasionally like crazy, go away on vacation and stuff. What?
How dare they?
I know. Some people have lives.
We still have tickets left for the conference. Be sure you get yours, because you don't want to be in a situation where you want to buy a ticket and there are no more tickets left. You can always get a replay ticket, I guess, but it's not as fun. So be sure you get it early, and then you'll get your swag bag in the mail before the conference starts. And it's exciting.
Yes. And now let me do my big, there we go. Now it's the right time. If you want to have a conversation, you want to post about it on social media, those are the hashtags, Vocation Conference or eVOcation. I just couldn't wait to put that up there.
I have one other thing to say. The VO meter.
Yes.
The VO Meter podcast will be at the conference all weekend long. If you've always wanted to be on a voiceover podcast and you have not had the opportunity yet, you can hang out with Sean Daly and Paul Stefano. They'll be doing interviews throughout the weekend, talking to people about, how the conference is going, what they've learned, what they're taking away from things. They'll be doing speaker interviews, and they're just kind of around to, just take us into the podcast world and bring us out. And they're awesome. So check out the VO meter and look for them on the conference weekend.
And I just remembered another thing that we hadn't written down on our little document. The VO cafe that we have throughout the weekend.
VO cafe.
So we open up a whole separate Zoom room throughout the whole weekend for people just to hang out in, because we figured that's kind of like the lobby of a hotel if you go to an in-person conference, and a lot of discussions happen around the bar or at the cafe or wherever it is in real life. We wanted to add a sort of virtual version of that, and it's I popped in and out throughout the course of previous eVocations, and it's been amazing what people have been talking about. A lot of the speakers hung out in there and added a whole extra, I think Joe did that. I think David Toback did that. Jim from Lotus definitely hung out, and Sam in previous years as well. So if you want to connect with other voice talent, if you want to make friends, which is something that happens very, very regularly at our conference, a lot of connections are forged. You can hang out in a cafe, and that'll be open all day, every day. We won't be opening that in the evening because we have the social events, but throughout the whole day, you can just be, in there sort of munching on your cheese sandwich for lunch and, just maybe soaking it in. Maybe you don't have to even interact. You can just leave your mic and camera off and just kind of soak in the voiceover discussion. So, I think we've.
Do we have any chats? Anyone talking to us in the?
Oh, that's a good question. I haven't been paying attention.
People are asking questions the whole time, and we're like, ah.
Yeah. Someone says we need the drums, Jamie.
That's
okay.
Good. You do need the
peer
drums.
Pressure.
Drums.
Let's put this on the screen. We love Team Lotus.
Yes, they're the best.
Yeah. If you have any questions, you can either leave a message right now. We are going to be going for another maximum 2 minutes probably, but definitely shoot us a message through the website or on the Facebook group eVOcation Voiceover. You're already in this group if you're watching this, so you're a member of this group. It's a great place to ask questions. Maybe if Carin and I are busy, other people know how we run everything, so they can answer questions for you too. And yes, I just want to thank you for joining us this evening, and we're excited to hang out with you in, when is it? Exactly a month. Yeah.
In exactly a month.
So it's going to be fun.
That's exciting.
All right. Thanks, Carin.
Thank you, Jamie.
All right. We'll see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.